Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel and today's video is going to be my fantasy romance 24-hour readathon reading vlog. I am so excited to do this video. I know I say that at the beginning of every video, but it is true, and it is especially true today. I am so excited for this weekend. My friends, the Zodiac girls, and we have been planning this fantasy romance 24-hour readathon for I feel like it's been planned for over 4 weeks now, and we are all so excited. We have been waiting very impatiently for it, and it is finally here. So basically what is going to be happening this weekend is I'm going to try to read as many fantasy romance books in a 24-hour period as I can alongside my bookish besties. I will have all of my friends linked down below. We have Hannah from Hannah's Recent Reads, Sahar from Basically Bookish Reads, Cami from Burrows and Books, Christina from Christina's Chapters, and Kirsten from Kirsten's Corner. So last month we kind of did an impromptu 24-hour fantasy romance readathon. It kind of just all came together and we had so much fun, and we were like, why don't we do this again? Why don't we do this on a regular or semi-regular basis? So we decided to plan one for this month, and we'll see. We'll maybe do them monthly. We'll maybe do them every other month. My Zodiac girls, if you're watching this, I don't know about you, but I would like to do one every month. So this weekend's readathon, I'm going to be reading from, I believe, 8 a.m. PST on May 28th to 8 a.m. PST on May 29th. So Saturday to Sunday. We're all kind of in different time zones, so our timing is going to be a little bit staggered, but for the most part, we will all be reading together. We are also going to be doing reading sprints on my channel tomorrow. I have never hosted reading sprints before. I am so nervous. I'm not nervous to host and whatever. I'm just nervous that there's going to be a technical difficulty, or I'm just going to mess something up so badly and make it not a good experience. I don't know. I'm probably psyching myself out, but thankfully I will have my friends with me who have all hosted reading sprints on their channel, and they will be there to hold my hand. I'm very nervous, as obviously those have already happened. I really hope that they went well. Okay, so let me talk about my TBR for this weekend. So the first book on my TBR for the weekend is Pestilence by Laura Thalassa. So in the Four Horsemen series, we have the Four Horsemen. They come down to the earth as men, and in this book we have Pestilence. He comes down and lands in this small village. This girl named Sarah Burns sees him and tries to kill him, and he can't be killed, obviously, and so he ends up taking her prisoner, and that's all I know. That's all it says on the back, but it sounds like a very interesting start to the novel. I'm really curious to see what happens, and I will be buddy reading this with Cami and Hannah, and we are all super excited. The next book that I am positive I'm going to be able to get done in this 24-hour readathon is Lore Olympus by Rachel Smythe. So this is obviously the Hades and Persephone retelling graphic novel. I love graphic novels, are just the key for 24-hour readathons. As soon as we planned it, I went out and bought this because I was like, yep, I absolutely need to read this. So this is a Hades and Persephone retelling. I don't really know much about it, but I've heard a lot of good things. I think quite a few of my friends have read it. I really like the art style, and I know that there are future volumes coming out, so I hope that I love it so I can continue on with the series. And then this is where things get difficult. So my plan is to read Crown of Midnight, Sarah J. Maas, Throne of Glass series. Sahar and I are doing a buddy reread of the Throne of Glass series basically for the whole summer, and for the month of May we wanted to read The Assassin's Blade, Throne of Glass, and Crown of Midnight, just because the books start to get very long and we wanted to get the shorter books out of the way first. So my plan was I was going to start Crown of Midnight during our 24-hour readathon and hopefully finish it, because it is a reread. I feel like I could get through it fairly quickly, and it is, it's barely over 400 pages. So yeah, there is definitely potential for me to finish this book in the readathon. However, one little caveat, I haven't finished Throne of Glass yet. It is Friday night. I start the readathon tomorrow, and I need to finish this, and I am literally only on, oh my god, I thought I was on page 100. I'm on page 58. Okay, so see, this is my problem. And I know that I could just read this during the readathon and just, maybe finish this and then read a little bit of Crown of Midnight if time allows, but I really wanted to finish this because I need to read the first 3 books in the Throne of Glass series in the month of May, so I'm all set up for Heir of Fire and Queen of Shadows in June, but I just got distracted this week. I started this and then I started reading other things, and if I'm really distracted, I don't want to be reading this because I want to focus all my energy on it, especially because I'm annotating. Ideally, I would like to finish this tonight, but that means I would have to read 300 plus pages tonight, and my whole plan was to go to bed early tonight, and now I don't know if that'll be happening. So we'll see. I'm gonna try. I'm definitely going to read some of this tonight. We'll see how far I get. I'm just gonna try to do as much as I possibly can. I would love to finish it tonight so I can start fresh with Crown of Midnight tomorrow, but I don't know if that's gonna happen because it's Friday night and I'm already tired and I have so much reading to do. But that is it for now. So I just wanted to film an intro before we got started. I'm just so excited for this weekend, mostly because I get to virtually hang out with my bookish best friends, and it's gonna be a very good weekend. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow when I have started the readathon. All right, hi guys, time for my first check-in of the readathon. So I started this readathon at 8 a.m. this morning. First of all, let's just take a little guess really quick. Do you guys think I read Throne of Glass last night? Do you guys think I finished Throne of Glass last night? Absolutely not. I read 20 pages of Throne of Glass and then I was like, nope, not gonna happen. I'm way too tired. So I put it down, I went to bed. I got a lot of sleep though. I think I went to bed at 10:30. I woke up at 6:30, got up, showered, got my coffee, and then I sat down and I read Throne of Glass this morning. So I started at 8, it is now 11:30, and I have finished one book in this readathon already, which I am so happy because the last time when we did this readathon last month, I think I read one book in the entirety of the readathon. It was one of the Zodiac Academy books, which they are long and kind of dense and crazy, but I feel good that I'm only 3.5 hours into this readathon and I've already finished one book, so that's a good sign. So this was a reread. I did give it 5 stars this time around. I think I gave this book 4 stars the first time around, but I gave it 5 stars this time. I just love this series so much. It's definitely in my top 3 favorite series of all time, and it's just so fun to reread this and see characters meeting for the first time and just knowing what they're going to go through and knowing where the story goes. It's just so innocent almost, and just you guys have no idea what you are in for, you know? It's just so crazy. I love this so much. Yeah, I don't know. I could talk about this for about 3 hours. So I gave this 5 stars. Really great way to start off the readathon. So I have about an hour and a half until our reading sprints start, which I'm very nervous, but I think Hannah and Cami are going to hop onto the sprints with me early and give me a little crash course on what to do and everything. And I think I am going to start Pestilence by Laura Thalassa during the reading sprints. I was thinking okay, well maybe I'll just read Pestilence and Lore Olympus and I'll read 3 books during this readathon, but I really want to read Crown of Midnight as well. And I got the audiobook and I feel I don't know, listening to an audiobook while you read, especially when it's a fantasy, even though I've already read Crown of Midnight, you know, it's not the most dense fantasy book in the world, it just helps so much and it really helps you to stay focused. And I read so much faster when I have the audiobook as well as the physical. So I don't know, it might be way too ambitious, but I kind of want to try to read Crown of Midnight during this readathon as well, which would be really, really great. My plan is to just stay up as late as possible, probably until 2 or 3 in the morning, I would say. That's kind of my plan, because if the readathon, you know, ends at 8 a.m. tomorrow, I'm just gonna stay up as late as possible and then I'll go to sleep, and then the readathon will end probably while I'm asleep, and then I will film kind of my final thoughts tomorrow. But I'm really gonna try. I'm really gonna try to stay up late, which means I'm going to need to get more coffee later. I got a cold brew this morning. I'm gonna get another one probably around 4 or 5. And I would love if I could read Pestilence, Lore Olympus, and Crown of Midnight today. That would be insane. It just depends on how long. I mean, Pestilence I think is only 350 pages, I wanna say, something like that. It's not that bad. And hopefully it's just a silly, goofy time and I can just breeze really quickly through it. That might be too much. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. I'm gonna manifest. I'm gonna see what happens. But either way, I have finished one book already and I'm so happy about that. I'm so excited. I'm going to go probably eat something, get ready for the sprints, and I will talk to you guys in a little bit. Hey guys, so time for another reading check-in. We are in the middle of our last sprint and it has been so much fun. The comment section has been going off. Shout out to Lachlan. And I'm just having so much fun talking to my girls. And there were technical difficulties, of course. I don't know what happened, but I started the sprint. I went to go live and it said that the link was not working in YouTube. There was no connection or it got deleted off of YouTube or something. I'm sure it's something I did, but I have no idea. So I quickly had to redo the entire thing and repost a new link and everything. So that was really scary. But we got it figured out and it's been really fun. I've really enjoyed it and I've just been having a good time. I am definitely getting tired though. I did just eat and I think that's definitely going to help me kind of get some energy back. I haven't really eaten much today, so I ate lunch, doing good now, and I think I'm gonna go get coffee once we are done with this reading sprint because I wanna have energy. I really wanna stay up. I wanna read Pestilence, then next I'm gonna read Lore Olympus, and then I want to read Crown of Midnight. And if I don't finish Crown of Midnight, I'd love to get to the 50% mark. So let me talk about Pestilence because I'm only about 50 pages in, but I'm really enjoying it so far. So as I kind of mentioned earlier in the video, our main character, her name is Sarah Burns. So Sarah Burns, she lives in Whistler. She's a firefighter, and basically the 4 horsemen have come down to earth and have caused obviously mayhem everywhere, and people are trying to desert where they are at because they hear that Pestilence is coming back. back. So it sounds like the 4 horsemen were there, left, but now Pestilence is coming back. And Sarah is a firefighter, and she and her coworkers decide to draw straws of who's going to stay in an attempt to kill Pestilence when he comes through town. Sarah draws the shortest straw, so she is the one who has to stay. She says goodbye to her coworkers, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna stay, I'm gonna try to kill him. She shoots him, she shoots his horse. She thinks that he's dead, but he's not. He can't be killed. So she does make attempts to continue to try to kill him, and they don't work. She basically just tortures him. It's really bad. And once he kind of comes to and is able to, he takes her as prisoner. You know, she thinks that he's gonna kill me, but he's like, no, I'm not gonna kill you. I'm gonna make you suffer because you made me suffer. And that is where we are at so far. They are on like a journey. I have no idea where Pestilence is taking her, but I'm really, really liking this. I'm really appreciating, one, this book is like really funny. Like the main character's inner monologue is very funny and like witty. And I feel like fantasy romance series tend to be a little bit more serious, but I appreciate that this main character is like being funny and witty, even though like she's being like tortured essentially. I mean, not like fully tortured, but like he does not care about her at all. That's another thing. Pestilence does not understand like humans, their needs, anything like that. He's just fully like so confused by her. But like it's just really funny how just he doesn't care. He doesn't care to know anything about her. I really, really love that. And this is, I mean, I assume they're going to get together because it is fantasy romance. It's true enemies to lovers. Like they hate each other. There is nothing. I think Sarah has commented on how he's like attractive, whatever, but like she hates him and he literally like feels nothing for her. And I love that. I hate when an enemies to lovers is not true enemies, but for the moment it definitely feels like they are enemies. They like have had no positive, nothing really happened between them, and so I'm excited to see where the story goes. But I'm only 50 pages in, so I am going to finish out the sprint, go get coffee, probably get on some private reading sprints with my friends, and I'll check in with you guys in a little bit when I have another update for Pestilence. Hi guys. Okay, so it is almost 8 p.m. so we are now 12 hours into the 24-hour readathon. I have got to the 50% mark of Pestilence, and oh my god, I'm loving this, you guys. I did not expect to like this book as much as I did. I thought it would be like a 3-star, you know, kind of situation, but I think it's gonna be a 4-star. I'm literally loving it. So as I talked about in my last clip, I, you know, noted how Pestilence is just not really able to grasp humans and humanity and just like humans' needs and wants and desires, and he's very just like pragmatic and straightforward. And Sarah has kind of just been like showing him that like, you know, humanity is important, and other than just like basic human needs, like it's also, you can do things for pleasure and you can just enjoy things and whatever. And so, you know, he makes a comment about how he doesn't have to eat, so he does it, and she's like, you should try food, it's really good. And then he tries it and he loves it. He kind of starts to care for Sarah a little bit more. I mean, she's still like his prisoner essentially, but you know, he starts to care for Sarah because he sees Sarah as they are going along, running around Canada. When they see, you know, people on their trip who have been infected with the plague, she will try to care for them or even just like hold their hand as they are dying. And so he's kind of softening up because of her. So much fun, and it's so funny. They remind me of like Tarzan and Jane, or it reminds me of like in The Little Mermaid when Ariel like goes on land and like tries to learn how to be a person. Like that is what Pestilence is going through, and it's so funny. You guys, this is such a fun book. Like I'm laughing, I'm like getting the butterflies. The best part, I just read a scene basically where, and I don't really feel like this is a spoiler because like obviously it's a fantasy romance, like they're gonna get together. I just read a scene where he's basically like, oh my god, like I'm having like I feel like I have feelings for you and I don't understand what they are. Like he literally does not understand like this desire that he's having for this woman, and he's just like openly admitting it because he's like, I don't know what this is. And it's just so funny. Like it's so funny and sweet, and it's just cool. I don't know, I really, really like this. I'm really enjoying this. I'm so excited that there are 4 books in this series. I'm definitely going to pick up the other ones like soon. I want to continue on with the rest of the series, and yeah, this is just so fun. I'm so glad that we decided to read this during this readathon. So I was getting pretty tired, I do have to say. I had a second cold brew this afternoon, and I literally like felt like I could take a nap after it, which is very concerning that I've had 2 cold brews today and like they did nothing for my energy. But what I decided to do, and this really, really helped because I've been laying down pretty much all day, I opened up my window so like cold air was coming in, and then I just listened to my audiobook and like held my book and read and just walked around my room, and that has helped me a lot to kind of get a second wind. I think I just need to not sit down for maybe like an hour and just like keep walking around and have like the cold wind kind of blowing on me to sort of wake me up a little bit, and I think that that will help because coffee apparently isn't working for me now, which is kind of concerning, but that has been very helpful. So I'm kind of just gonna keep doing that. I'm just gonna walk around my room and read this book. And I have 2 hours left in my audiobook, so I will definitely finish that during this readathon, and then I'm going to read Lore Olympus, and then I will see how I will feel. I'll see how the girls are doing, if they want to stay up, if we want to kind of just keep going well into the wee hours of the morning. We shall see. But yeah, I'm loving this. I haven't finished it, but I like 100% recommend. Great first book in a fantasy romance series. I will check in with you guys once I have finished this. Alright guys, it is now Sunday morning and the readathon is over, technically. However, I am going to be extending the readathon. I'll explain why in a second, but first, let me just talk about Pestilence. I loved this. I did end up giving it 4 stars. It was so much fun. It was really funny. I think that the relationship was developed really nicely. I'm very impressed that in a like 350 page book, we were able to see like sort of a slow progression of going from enemies to reluctant allies to lovers. I really appreciated that. We saw kind of change and growth from both of the characters, which was really great. And I don't know, I love this so much. I'm definitely going to continue on with the series. I 100% recommend this as a fantasy romance series. Like, I mean, I've only read the first book, but this was really good. It doesn't really have like magic in it or anything, you know, because it's just like, it's the legend of like the 4 horsemen and everything like that. It was really interesting. And I don't know, I loved this. I was so surprised at how much I loved this. I don't want to say too much. I really don't want to spoil anything. I think it's really good to just go in knowing the synopsis and just going from there. But this was awesome. So as I said, I am going to be extending this readathon because yesterday I did read Throne of Glass and Pestilence within the 24-hour time period. So I did finish 2 books during the 24-hour readathon, which is great. I think I read something like 700 plus pages, which is awesome. But last night I went to bed at midnight. I was super tired, and I woke up this morning and I was like, well, okay, the readathon's over. I'm just gonna spend the day today reading Lore Olympus and Crown of Midnight, which is what I wanted to read during the readathon anyway. I decided, I'm hacking the system here, I am going to still call this a 24-hour readathon because I read for like 16 hours yesterday and I'm going to read for 8 hours today. So this will still be a 24-hour readathon. I figure if I'm just planning to like have a chill reading Sunday, it's rainy out, I want to definitely spend some time just like cozying up and reading, I might as well just vlog it and continue on with this readathon and this reading vlog. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read Lore Olympus today, and I'm also going to read Crown of Midnight. I don't know if I'll finish it, but I am going to try. But I messaged my friends and told them like, hey guys, I'm extending this 24-hour readathon because kind of didn't achieve everything I wanted to, and almost all of them also are extending the readathon. We all kind of failed, except for Hannah, of course. She's like, oh no, I'm done. I, completed the readathon. I'm good. She probably already has it edited, uploaded, and probably already has it like scheduled to be posted. Can you tell she's the only earth sign in our friend group? I had a really good time with all of them, and now I'm kind of just going to continue on with the readathon on my own today and read Lore Olympus and Crown of Midnight. I'm going to read Lore Olympus next. I don't think I'm going to check in like too much because it's a graphic novel and it'll probably only take me like 45 minutes at the most, I'm guessing, to read, but I will definitely let you guys know my thoughts. I'm very excited. That is once again a Hades and Persephone retelling, and I've seen so many people love it and rave about it. I will talk to you guys after I finish Lore Olympus and let you know what I think. Hi guys, so I just finished reading Lore Olympus. I'm going to give this 3 stars. I think I feel just like fine about this. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I feel good about it. I think I will pick up the next volume, but I just didn't feel like, oh my God, this was incredible. Like when I read Heartstopper, that's the only other graphic novel I've read. When I read Heartstopper, like I loved it. And this was cool. It was fine. It was fun. I have seen a lot of people say that this kind of felt like a setup sort of graphic novel, and the story is actually going to get started in future volumes, and I would say that I agree. We did get a lot of setup in this book, and there was also the involvement of a lot of other characters, and I'm not quite sure like how they play a role in the overarching plot. So I was a little bit confused, but I liked Hades. He was funny, and you know, Persephone is definitely sort of a wide-eyed, innocent, much younger goddess than a lot of the other characters in this novel. So, you know, kind of interesting to see just the difference between everyone and Persephone. And yeah, it was fine. It was good. I really like the art style. I thought there were some funny moments, and that is my review. 3 stars. It was good. So I'm going to read Crown of Midnight next, but I'm gonna take a nap first. I am so tired, and it doesn't make any sense because I went to bed at midnight last night and I woke up at 8 this morning. So I should be like not this tired, but I literally was like falling asleep reading Lore Olympus. I'm gonna take a nap, and then I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna read Crown of Midnight, and I'm really, really excited. I wanted to just go straight into Crown of Midnight after I finished Throne of Glass yesterday because I love Crown of Midnight. It's one of my favorite books in the series, and I am just very excited to continue on with Throne of Glass and like get to the meat of the story. I'm gonna take a nap first because I'm just like holding on by a thread here. I'm gonna take a nap. I will wake up and start reading Crown of Midnight. I don't know how much I will update you guys during that as well. I didn't really update during Lore Olympus because it's just sort of a shorter graphic novel. And then with Crown of Midnight, it's a reread. I may pop in just to like at the halfway point and tell you like how the reread is hitting and just, you know, how I'm feeling. But there probably aren't going to be any like big juicy updates for Crown of Midnight since it's a reread, and you know, I know the story, I know what's going to happen. Still, I'm excited. It's going to be fun, and I will just check in with you guys maybe when I'm like 50% of the way done with Crown of Midnight. Hi guys, so it is time for my final check-in of this readathon. I did end up extending the readathon even a little bit more. You know, I only ended up reading for like 4 hours yesterday. I was just so tired. I don't know what happened. And then I just read some more today. So I did read books in a 24-hour time period, not consecutively. But you know what? We're gonna make it work. It's fine. So I just got back from a walk, and there were little baby ducks. I showed that in the B-roll. I don't know if you can tell, but they're just little tiny babies, and they were so cute. And I finished Crown of Midnight on my walk. I listened to the audiobook and I loved it. It was great. I think Crown of Midnight is, I mean, look, it's not my favorite in the series for sure. It's definitely not even in the top 3, but it's a really good section of the series. I think like I really enjoyed this. This was the first book that I gave 5 stars to when I read the series for the first time, and I gave it 5 stars again. I loved it. And even though the romance that happens in this book, it's not my fave. You know, I'm not exactly cheering for it. It was cute. It had its moments, you know, like there were some cute moments. It's very like, okay, fine, you know, there's some cute things that happen. But of course, you know, I'm kind of like, okay, the next book, the men are arriving, you know what I mean? So this was cute, but time to go because more important people will be here soon. I loved this. This series is everything. So good. I will be reading Heir of Fire and Queen of Shadows in June, and I can't wait. So that is it, guys. That is the end of the video. I read 4 books in a 24-hour period, and I'm really glad I did get a lot of good reading done this weekend, and that is all that matters. So just to recap, I read Throne of Glass. I gave it 5 stars. Beautiful, amazing, perfect. I read Pestilence. First time I'm reading a Laura Thalassa book, first time obviously with the series, and I really loved it. Super fun, definitely a character-driven romance fantasy kind of book, but I loved it. It was fun. It was cute, easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. I've been rewatching America's Next Top Model, in case you can't tell. And then I read Lore Olympus, which was fine. It was a totally average experience. It sounds like I don't like it. I don't really know. I don't dislike it. I don't have like bad feelings about it. I'm just kind of like, whatever. It's a really beautiful, like just aesthetically beautiful book, and I'm glad that I tried it out. I think I will continue on with the series when the next volume comes out. I might not be rushing to go buy it, but maybe next time we do a 24-hour readathon, if that book is out, I will pick it up. And then Crown of Midnight, loved it. Very fun to go back and read the series, and especially the very early parts of the series where things are just so simple and not so complicated. So if you made it to the end of the video, go ahead and leave the fairy emoji to represent fantasy romance. Fairies are my favorite. I want to remind you guys that I will have my friends who also participated in this readathon. Their channels will be linked down below. Go ahead and go subscribe to them. I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one.